back to the channel. Today, we're gonna do something. I'm gonna do something. Y'all gonna watch. Something I've struggled with my entire life. I'm 62 years old. I've been using chainsaws for almost 50 years. Dad put a chainsaw in my hand when I was 13, 14 years old. He bought me a little 12-inch Craftsman saw, and when we was cutting trees, I was the limber. He would cut the tree, he would cut the trunks, and I would do the limbing. But sharpening a chain for a chainsaw has been a struggle for me my whole life up until the last couple years. And I'd say that probably a lot of you struggle with it as well. I have bought guides, file guides, you know, you name it, I bought it, I've tried it. I have bought stuff like this. You'll see these advertised on, you know, different places. It's a thing that clamps on the chain and it's supposed to sharpen it. And y'all probably like me, what you struggle with is not making the chain cut, making it cut straight. You buy a new chain, man, that thing just cuts straight as an arrow, and you sharpen it a time or two, and then it goes, every time it goes in the log, it goes sideways. I have bought electric sharpeners, such as this. And still couldn't get a chain to cut straight, no matter what. Because I always thought that the problem was that, you know, this tooth would be longer than this tooth, and this tooth would be longer than that tooth. I always thought it was the tooth on one side of the chain was longer than the other. Well, I had done some investigating on YouTube a few years ago, and I found a guy that said anybody can sharpen a chain and make it cut straight. And by golly, he was right. I no longer struggle with this. How do I do it? Well, let me show you here real quick. Now, what that guy said in that video was when you're filing a chain by hand, what you're doing is, you know, it's just physics. You know, whether you're right-handed or left-handed, you know, you'll file the chain one way, then you have to turn the saw 180 degrees and file the other way. Well, it gets awkward. There's nothing to hang on to. You know, it gets awkward. He said, put the chain on the saw, put it in a vise to hold it straight, file it. All you do is you file one side, and then you just walk to the other side, or switch the saw around, whatever. But still, the saw is being held, the chain's being held. I don't know what's going on out here. Was that a deer? Yeah. I seen something go run by. I seen something run by. I don't know how my dad does it. He's had like 3 dogs in a row. They're scared to death of deer. I heard the dog barking. I seen something run by the door. Maybe it showed up on camera. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, where was we at? Oh yeah. This seems to work for me. Just a simple thing of just clamping the saw in a vise so that when you're sharpening one side and then you go to the other side, you know, you're not in an awkward angle. And if you guys, if y'all out there are sharpening your chains, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not, you're clueless. So yeah, I found that this works. I don't know. See what works for you. And I do still count my strokes. I think that guy said that wasn't important. I do mark my chain. I put a paint mark on it. And I do have this steel guide. It gives your angles and stuff, and I still use it. I think it's handy. Just, you know, I just put it down here and kind of eyeball the angle, and then I start following. First couple teeth, I'll figure out how many strokes it takes, you know, to get a good shiny tooth. I believe it's going to be 4 on this chain. I've got 3 chains to do today, and then I got a little bit of wood cut out there. Y'all saw from one of the previous videos. Got one big limb and a couple logs. I can't even count to 4 today. Is that 4 or 5? It don't really matter. Yeah, we'll get that little bit of stuff cut. I'll probably go to the house, eat some lunch, and then I'll come back. We're gonna start splitting some big ones. We're gonna start splitting those big rounds. And when we get to the really big ones, I'll definitely break the camera out. Well, I can't talk and count to 4. So yeah, you'll get to see what that log splitter was built for. Is splitting them big ones. So y'all hang tight. We'll be back in a little bit. All right, I've just split a few of these these small ones, and I got a half a load for near. But this one is one of those that I had in the garage. If you watched a video where I counted rings, this is one of those. So it's an average of 24 inches across. It's 30 inches long. That's what this log splitter was built for, right there. I've got the crane set up so I can move these things around. So let me get y'all set up. We're gonna bust this one, and I'm quitting for the day. Let's watch this one. And I might add too, that this log splitter is not invincible. Sometimes I put a log up there, I try and split it, won't split. Sometimes I have to spin them around. If you've ever split wood by hand, which I did until just a few years ago when I built this log splitter, even these big stuff, I got a video on splitting a big one by hand. Go check that out. It's one of my earlier videos. Sometimes I have to gnaw on a piece of wood a little bit. Some of these that I've already done were wise, and I had to gnaw on them for a little while to get them to bust up. So yeah, let's see what this one does. It should split pretty easy, but you'll get to see the crane in action. You'll see why I've got the crane on there, because remember, this log weighs 500 pounds. So even if I split it in half the first time, each half weighs 250 pounds. And then, yeah, just watch, see how it works. And oh yeah, some of you may wonder why I put my face shield down when I'm splitting wood. Well, I've had stuff fly out of here. I've had big chunks of wood fly out of here. It's it can get pretty crazy sometimes. So safety first, right? Okay, here we go. All right. I probably didn't edit that at all. I wanted you to see how long it took. But look, all this wood here in the bottom is what I got out of that one round. That's probably a week and a half's worth of wood in my outdoor wood stove in the dead of winter. Yeah, because all that was here, but all that here. And did y'all think he's in a 3D movie when that one came at you? But yeah, I mean, these things are a lot of work, these big rounds. But man, just look at the wood I got out of that thing. It's worth it to me. So, like I said, I'm quitting for the day. My back is wrecked. I'm gonna let the log splitter cool off. I'm gonna cover it back up. I'm going home. So, suggest that y'all cool off, cover up, and go back home. You're probably already home, but you know what I mean. Catch y'all later.